How do I want to start this video? Could start this way. The success that you want isn't available to you yet, not because life is unfair and life is out to get you, but maybe it's because you just aren't ready for it yet. This past year specifically presented me with a lot of positive moments, a lot of successes, but of course it presented me with a lot of failures, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of moments of stress and anxiety, especially for those that are watching that are in the filmmaking space. And I know that I'm not alone in that, and that the filmmaking space in general, I think, suffered from a bit of a decline this year in particular. At the end of the year, we always find ourselves a bit optimistic about the future, this upcoming year, the successes we might have, the plans we have, the good habits we're going to acquire, the bad habits we're going to drop. And I think we always find ourselves reflecting on this past year as well. And both positively and negatively, I see both sides of the coin, especially when it comes to your social portrayal of that year and how you present it to people. Most of the time it's very positive. You share your highlight reel, you share all the things you did, which is great, and it has its positives. And to the other side of the coin, which I think is what I want to kind of talk about today, is some of the people that phrase their year as, this was a tough year for me, this wasn't a good year, I wish this year was better for me. And I want to kind of encourage you, if you're in that sort of boat where you're sitting there thinking about your year and you're like, dang, this wasn't a good year. I want you to step out of that single phrased mindset and sort of encourage you to look at the growth you had this year. I find that when I present my thoughts in a way of this was a bad year, and group 365 days into a single phrase like this wasn't a good year, you're limiting what you did this year into a completely negative thing. There's no positives at all. And I think that completely shifts your mindset into what you actually did and your lack of gratitude for the things that you did. And you put more weight and power and purpose into the negatives, into the things that you didn't do, rather than the things that you actually did and the things that you accomplished and where you grew. So I think phrasing your year in a single phrase like, this was a rough year, this was a bad year, I think is slightly dangerous to the mentality of growth and positivity. Because I'm sure there were people that had a really, really, really rough year. And I'm not saying I don't want to put everyone into the same boat here, but I just hope to encourage some of you that feel as though they had a rough year to really, really look at your year and not necessarily look at the negatives, but find what you did well. How did you grow compared to 2023? Did you do something different? Did you try something new? Did you meet new people? Did you try new food? Did you experience new things? Did you travel somewhere? Did you get to shoot one more job than you did last year? Did you get to shoot one more cool job than you did last year? Did you notice something about your work or your style or anything that improved from 2023? Is that a positive or is that a net negative? To me, that's a net positive all around. And just because you didn't accomplish the goal that you set or all the goals that you set, if everyone wrote down all their goals for that year and accomplished all of them, we would all be millionaires. We would all be financially free. We would all be shooting Oppenheimer. We'd be shooting the top movies. We'd be getting paid our top day rate. But that's not the reality. You're not always going to accomplish every goal that you have on your list. It's just not going to happen. That doesn't mean that you had a bad year because you didn't check off every box on your list. The reason for this video is I was in church this morning and I heard a message and it really resonated with me, which is kind of the topic of today's video. And it's that, excuse me if I'm reading because I kind of want to get it correct. I wrote down something and I think it's important for me to actually read it. So if you're not ready for success, it can cripple you. This phrase highlights the importance of being mentally, emotionally, and logistically prepared for the demands and pressures that come along with achieving your goals. Success often brings new challenges. It brings in increased responsibility and a new type of consistency that you otherwise potentially didn't have prior to this. You reach a door, and that new door is that new level that you want to reach, that new, height that you want to get to, but it's locked. You can't get through it. It's impossible. I think there's two ways of looking at it. And sometimes I fall into the whole first, trap, which is that sort of victim mentality of why am I not getting this? Why is he getting that job? Why is he doing that thing? Why are they doing that thing over there? Why can't I get this? Why can't I do that? I think that's the first potential initial reaction because we're human, to when we want something and we can't get it. But I think the second reaction, which hopefully will start to become more of a natural reaction, hopefully become a practice that I can start improving on, and I think will better everyone, is, okay, the store's locked. It's not open. I'm not ready for it yet. Is there a reason why it's locked yet? Is something preparing me for that to be open soon? And what I'm doing right now preparing me for that door when it is open? Because if it just opens right now, will I truly be prepared for it? Will I be emotionally? Will I be spiritually? Will I be logistically? Will I be just ready for this new level? I think initially you could say, yes, I'll be ready for it. Even if not, I'll figure it out, which is, I think, the right mentality for sure. As one, I have that mentality, but I also think that sometimes you don't have a choice. I think sometimes things hold you back from getting to that next level because you haven't reached a stage at your current level yet that would put you to that next position yet. Maybe you haven't had enough challenges yet that put you in a position where you need to acquire a certain amount of strength or resilience. So I think this upcoming year, something that I want to practice, and I think something that we could all take away from, is when we want to achieve something, when we have a perceived success point and that door isn't open yet, we aren't achieving it, instead of resulting to a victim mentality of why isn't it happening? Why me? Ask yourself, why is it not open yet? What haven't I done yet to prepare me for that next step? What is that next step? What would it require of me to be able to do it well? What aren't you doing that you should be doing to help put you in a position for that door to be unlocked? Continue to learn from the mistakes that you're making now. Challenge yourself now, push yourself even harder now. Humble yourself to take account for where you are and what you have been doing in order to put you in the position to get that door unlocked. Take lessons with you. Do not dwell on the past as you reflect on this year. Look forward, but recognize the things that you failed on, things that you didn't do well, and use those lessons to help navigate this upcoming year and the challenges that you might face. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you found something in it for you to take away as you step into this new year. I wish you all a happy new year. I wish you all the best this upcoming year. Success, happiness, peace, and again, work hard. Be kind, and you'll be fine. Have a great day. Peace out.